Hey everyone, James Niggemeyer here. Thank you for tuning back into the YouTube channel. When it comes to the early pre-spawn period, it's probably one of my favorite times of the year to fish because that's when I can typically throw like a spinnerbait or a bladed jig or a rattle trap. But one of the baits that kind of gets overlooked in some regions of the country is a square bill crankbait. So I want to go over some of the colors that I think, or at least 3 must-have colors that I want to have in the boat if I'm going to be out there in the pre-spawn period, and I think I might do some cranking. I feel like the crankbait bite can be really good in the pre-spawn period. As they pull out of that deeper water, they're going to gravitate to more of your 45-degree banks, you know, your banks that are kind of steeply sloping. Then where those areas transition into more of a gradual type bank is where you can connect with some fish. With that, you know, that being said, kind of like your riprap type banks, your bluff type banks that, you know, kind of end and go into a cove, and then you might have kind of a flat area. Those transition areas can be great. Another area that another thing that I look for is your hard targets, your rock and your wood. Those kinds of combinations, your gravel, your clay, your chunk rock type banks, those types of areas seem to be where a lot of the fish will move as they move towards the pre-spawn period, out of that wintertime type condition as we move into the early pre-spawn period. And one of the things that you typically are faced with this time of year is you've had some rain, and so the water's a little bit more off colored. That take that fact into consideration as well. But 3 must-have colors for me is a crawfish pattern. And crawfish patterns, you know, vary from, you know, your browns, your greens, your reds, and even your brighter oranges, like on this Bill Lewis ATV 1.5 crankbait. This fire craw is meant to stand out and kind of, it's one of those shock colors that really will trigger a strike from fish in those off-colored waters. And one of the keys to catching bass in the early pre-spawn period is as those fish move towards those cover types, they're going to be tight to cover. So that square bill crankbait moving in and around those cover type areas, and then you're going to be able to present the bait to the cover type, get it close to the fish with a smaller strike window in those colder water temperatures, and get it to deflect off that cover, get right close to the fish, and then actually get a strike. But you can also, if you don't get that strike, you'll be able to move this bait through that area and have minimal hangups because of the bill design, the bait design, the overall weighting, and the buoyancy of the bait. So definitely, number 1, I'm going to have a crawfish color, and depending upon the watercolor is going to dictate kind of what crawfish color pattern I'm going to use. I might have a couple of different variations, but a crawfish pattern, number 1 for as far as, say, top 3 crankbait colors that I'm going to have in the boat in the pre-spawn. If the water's dirty, pretty hard to beat a chartreuse blackback or a fire tiger type color, but a chartreuse pattern is just a must-have for anytime I'm encountering some of the dirtier water. And then lastly, I'm going to want something that's a bait fish type pattern. This is a brand new one from Bill Lewis. It's called Guacamole. And one of the things I really like about this bait, I mean, it's brand new to me, just got them, is the fact that it's kind of a crossover bait, in the fact that it, you know, can kind of check off all the boxes. It's kind of got some brown to it, so it might be a little bit of a crawfish pattern. Got a little bit of greenish shoulders on it, so maybe kind of hits that bluegill type pattern to it as well. But pearl belly, pearl sides, definitely something that could imitate a bait fish. So this is going to kind of, like I said, check all the prey item type boxes. But mainly what I want is, I want the crawfish, I want the chartreuse, and then, kind of windy out here today, and then I want something that'll imitate bait fish, whether it's bluegill or shad or shiners or something like that. So those are my 3 must-have colors when it comes to cranking in this period of the year, and that water temperatures say in the 50s. That's it for now, guys. Wanted to do a quick video. It's a fun time of year to be out there when the water temperatures in the 50s, and if the conditions are right and those fish are aggressive, they'll eat a square bill crankbait. It's a whole lot of fun to catch them like that. Hey, thanks for tuning into the YouTube channel. Hope you guys got something out of this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Drop a comment down below. Let me know some of your favorite colors and share some stories about your early pre-spawn crankbait fishing. And check out my merch. I'll put a link in the description below. Until next time, thanks for watching. Good fishing.